What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If we have not yet met, my name is Johnny Nitafan, and in this video I want to share with you guys and break down an agent that's actually in my community that just got started, that's a fairly new telesales life insurance agent, his numbers and what you can actually take away, and how to read numbers and how to figure out exactly what problem am I trying to solve in my business so you can scale to whatever capacity you want, right? 10, 20, 30, $40,000 per month. And in this video, I just want to share with you guys how and give you the frameworks to think through so you can know when to scale, when not to scale, and ultimately really provide you clarity in your business on direction, right? Because a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in emotions, especially when you are starting out. But in this video, I hope to bring you guys clarity and focus and energy to really allow you to see, okay, what do I need to scale and what shouldn't I scale? If your numbers are very similar to this, or I'm pretty much want to give you guys how to think about what problems you're seeing in your business. So if we haven't met, my name is Johnny Nitafan. I sell life insurance just like you guys, and I actually help agents just like you scale your life insurance business past $20,000 per month. So I make these videos so you can take a ton of value from it, make a bunch of money, and feed your families with it. And if you want to scale faster, click the link down below and book a call with me. So let's walk through these numbers, right? And so what this looks like is this is why it's really important to track your numbers, because this agent has been with me for about 2.5 weeks and has gone through and started to scale his life insurance business. And so this is the very beginning of us actually working together. It's 2.5 weeks in, so about 17 to 18 days with me. So this is what this looks like, right? So he spent $2,100 on ads. He's gotten 317 leads. He's made 243 dials. He's done 56 presentations, written 23 apps, approved 15 of them. He's gotten approved $11,160.96, and his commissions total so far has been $6,218, right? And so he's closed 4.7% of total leads. His cost per acquisition is $145, and on average, he's making 106 dials to make one sale. So let's break this down a little bit and actually walk through these numbers and what these actually mean and what improvements that I actually recommended him, because I actually just got off a coaching call with him, what recommendations I gave to him so that he can scale his business to the next level. So the first thing is ad spend, $2,100. I think you can't really determine how good, if that's good or bad. The next thing that you want to check, so on average he's getting leads at let's see here, 2188 divided by 317, which makes it $6.90 per lead. And these are final expense and term life insurance leads, or just general life and final expense leads. So then he's made 243 dials, which isn't bad. And from there, he's done 56 presentations. And his close rate, he's closed 41% of actual leads. So he's written 23 apps, but he's only approved 15, right? And so this is the biggest thing that I see right away that he can improve. He can improve being able to figure out, okay, how do you get this placement rate a lot better? So getting the client to pay their first premium is going to be huge and really important to be able to get profitability up. Because here's the thing, you already paid to get the client, you already paid to actually speak with this person and get the policy issued. It's just a matter at this point of getting you've spoken to be able to get the policy. You've done all the hard work. You just need to do a better job of underwriting. So this should get up to like 85 to 90%. And so this really comes down to just getting the underwriting a lot better, making sure that the medications are asked clearly, and that you are doing a really thorough job in underwriting. Right here, 41%, it's not insane, but it's also not the worst ever. I would just say that this right here, that means the closing ratio is not as great, right? He's only closing 41% of sales that he's actually doing, right? So he's doing a lot of volume, but out of every 10 presentations that he does, he's only getting 4 apps written, which is not even issued. And so I think when I look at this right away, I see, okay, this person needs to take a little bit more time, needs to get a little bit more time in the why questions, really diving deep into like, why are they looking for this coverage? What were they hoping for this coverage to do for them? God forbid something were to happen to your wife. What would that really look like or what if something were to happen to you, I guess walk me through what would happen to your wife and what would she have to do to be able to pay for these final expenses. God forbid something were to happen. And so this is what that looks like, really taking time in the why questions and really figuring out what got you to start looking in the first place for life insurance. Like what's kind of your main concern here? Who are you looking to protect? What would your daughter have to do if something were to happen? If you didn't have any coverage, is that something you're wanting to settle with? Is that something that you'd be, I guess, okay with as a father? I guess as a father, knowing that she wouldn't have to pay for anything and her final expenses were paid for, what would that do for you personally? Like, how would that make you feel? And so walking them through this path and then also asking those consequence questions, like if something didn't happen, to build the urgency to get them to actually buy and understand and see the value and make them actually picture this. You don't want to rush through this. This is the most important part. And so here I'd like to see this at a 60%, right? At least a 50%, but hopefully into a 60% here soon, because if you get your sales really good and actually dialed in, then the marketing, you can just infinitely scale, because if your sales are really good, that's the foundation of your business. And then you'll be able to actually go and hit heights that are wild. So I'd like to see this up closer to 60% so that he can really, really scale. So the app's written, the placement rate can get better. And here's another thing that I actually told him on the call is, like, when you're looking at your numbers, they should provide a lot of clarity. But also what they should do is they should actually allow you to really look back at your business and be like, okay, what problem am I actually trying to solve and what do I need to solve right now? And so figure out the number one thing that will instantly lift your profitability as an agent and lift that profitability from making $1 to $2 to making 3 to 4, right? Getting a 1 to 2x to 3 to 4x on every dollar that you put in. So that you can really figure out, okay, exactly what am I trying to do here, and figure out that one problem and then put all your energy and effort and focus to solving that problem. Because he asked me, hey, what else do I need to work on? And after I gave him like 3 different things that he can work on to get his profitability up and him to start having a net margin business of 80 to 90% just from this, which is a really good foundation. And I was like, dude, to be honest, you need to focus on one thing and focus all your energy, attention, and focus on that one thing, and then move on to the next thing, and then move on to the next thing. So I gave him a ton in this video, but we'll see what happens. So the approved, it's not bad, right? So every 56 presentations, he's getting 15 approved apps, which is average sales 744. Now this number right here is something that I would want to see higher. But I said, don't worry about it right now. Just focus on getting more apps and more sales and more placed and approved and issued business so that you can really scale, right? So he got $11,000 approved so far. And then his total commissions have been $6,218.17. It's not great, but it's also not the worst ever, right? So he's running at his ROI. His return on investment is he spent $2,100 and he's made $6,200. So he's almost at a 3x ROI, which is great. It's a 66% net margin business, huge. And he doesn't have a ton of other expenses after that, but his margin will go from 66 to probably 80 to 90% just solely on this, making these small adjustments. Now, here's another thing. He's closed 4.7% of leads, self-generated. His cost per acquisition is $145, and he's made 106 dials. Now, this is what I really want to key in on, is this number right here, this $145 cost per acquisition. This is absolutely great for him being in his position that he's in right now. If you're under $150, you're doing phenomenal. You're doing great, right? He's only closed 4.7% of leads, which isn't great, but his acquisition cost has already started staying really low. And so if his average upfront commissions, 145 is $600, right? Say for the example, he's at a over 4x ROI on the commissions, right? So this is only what he's got paid out and actually deposited into his account right now. But this doesn't count the 6 apps that he hasn't been paid on yet of this approved 15. So he's well over a 4x ROI right now, and he's only been in the program for 2.5 weeks. So looking at this, it's like this is absolutely huge and really good, right? So he's closed 4.7% of leads, which I'd like to see that number closer to 5%. And he's making 106 dials to make every sale. So every 106 dials, if he makes 212 dials per day, he's closing 2 sales per day. So I just think this needs to have a lot of focus, a lot of intentionality in the making your dials, making 200 to 300 dials per day, so that you can close 3 policies a day, right? 90 a month if you were to work every day, or say conservatively 70 a month, that would make him $50,000 in profit. So really getting these dials in is really what I want to see here. Now, what's crazy is he's almost closed 1 policy every single day. He's only been in the program for 18 days, so he's closed 15, and that's including weekends and everything. So that's really, really good. He's closing 1 sale per day, which will really change your life. So if you were to work, say, 20 days or say 25 days for the month, and he closes 1 policy per day, then that means that he's doing about 18,000 in AP, which isn't great, but there's a lot of good things here. So if he spends every $145, he's actually getting a client, which is huge. So I told him, hey, you need to double your ad spend as soon as possible, because your acquisition cost is great. That means he's working his leads really efficiently. So I commend him on, actually. And then the dials part, there needs to be more consistency there, but then also, I asked him, are you using local presence? Are you using a software like Kixie that allows you to have, if you're calling a 505 number, it's actually calling from that number. The state doesn't matter, right? If I'm calling from a 575 number and they have a 505 number, it really doesn't matter. You need to make sure that your area codes match when you are calling them, because that will increase your dial rate. So this right here, I said, hey, this needs to be lower. I would say sub 100. And then also make sure that you're getting local presence, and also make sure your phone number is not getting marked as spam. Overall, though, this agent is crushing it in the community. He's doing really, really, really well. He's been in the industry for less than a year. And so for him to see these numbers under 3 weeks inside the program is huge. And so this is just some insight into his business, which I'm really excited about sharing with you guys more on breaking down different types of businesses so you guys can scale and know exactly what to do and how to do it. So I hope this helped you guys. Drop in the comments down below what you guys thought, and make sure to subscribe down below, and share this with a friend if you found it valuable, and take these skills and implement them into your business and framework, so you can think through, okay, what am I actually trying to solve in my business so that I can scale to the next level, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month. This agent right here is next month, in the next 30 days, should make $20,000 profit using the frameworks and thought process and actually coaching from me to be able to scale his business, just final expense and life insurance telesales. So if you guys need anything, let me know. Drop in the comments down below if you have any questions regarding this, so you can scale your business, have a very profitable business, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.